Welcome to Survivalist Media. I'm your host, Wiley Peacock. Today we're going to take a look at step 2 of my realistic EDC preparation, pockets. I know the EDC is a YouTube survivalist favorite. Survivalist Media, Empty Your Pockets Realistic Everyday Carry starts now. I work in the technology sector as a graphics designer and digital media developer. I also do some freelance network administration for several more formal type businesses in my area. Now, I love a good set of proper or 511 tactical pants just loaded with pockets, and I own many pairs of civilian cargo pants in different varieties also. But my professional life doesn't always allow me to dress so informally. I rarely have to wear more than business casual attire. These Wrangler Riggs Ranger pants are fine with a polo or other collared shirt, just as long as I don't come in jeans and a t-shirt or cargos. Okay, so first up is my Samsung Galaxy S3. Now, this is an invaluable piece of equipment. I couldn't be without it. I have apps on here, of course phone, all of the other things, plus in my work, all of the technology end of this is heavily required. I do lots of server work, lots of stuff in network administration, so this winds up being an invaluable testing tool if nothing else, plus I get my email, my everything on here. It's in an OtterBox Defender case. It's a good case. I've dropped it several times. The phones show nowhere. I can sell them for a high dollar when I get done using them. The Samsung Galaxy S3 is on the end of its life with me, so I'll be moving on to something new here very, very soon. But good phone, good apps, high speed, dual processor, amazing pocket computer, which is essentially what all those phones have turned out to be now. Next up to go with the phone, I have a set of J-Buds. It's a single ear headset. Now I don't just have that so I can hear with my other ear, I actually can only hear out of one ear, so a single bud headset's perfect for me for everything. Then also to go along with that, I have the Smith & Wesson Tactical Pen Stylus. Now this is pretty nice. The rubber stylus works on both my tablet and my phone. Like I said, I'm a lanyard guy, so I tend to have plenty of lanyards. The cap unscrews from this, the pen is inside, and then the cap can be screwed back onto the top. It's a good writing utensil. It's actually pretty light compared to some of the tactical pens I have. And I think, you know, while I'm not a huge fan of the idea of using a tactical pen for anything other than maybe glass breaking or something like that, I like that I have a pen now that I can carry in my back pocket and I know it's not going to get damaged. Okay, then in my other back pocket, moving immediately from my right back pocket to my left back pocket, I have the Preon P1. It runs on a AAA battery, single AAA, very common battery, has the multi-modes. Lots of guys have reviewed the P1 and I don't feel any need to do that here. But good light battery with 70 lumen, you know, super powerful, bright light. And then I have my Buck Rush. This is my big EDC knife. It's an auto folder, like that, like the frame lock. Makes it easy to put away. There again, a lanyard helps me access that a little quicker and easier. Really like the lock on this. Some of these assisted opening knives just open a little too easy, but the lock on this one's good and secure, and it's right there for one-handed opening. Real great. Love this knife. Have carried it for a long time. No pocket clip. Took the pocket clip off. Don't really use pocket clip knives, but you know, I know some guys do. Then this is my multi-lanyard. This is on a mini beaner by Metolus, M-E-T-O-L-I-U-S, Metolus. It's a fairly common climbing company. I use this along with some paracord. I've just got it in a knot. Got to learn how to braid one of those fancy things, or at least have the time to learn how to braid one of those fancy things. I've met a lot of the guys that do it. It can't be that hard. But that clips to my right side and holds these three things in my pocket. This is a Streamlight Nano light. Batteries are more expensive than a whole new light, but in a pinch it's really great, and I use the heck out of that thing. I'll need to find a cheap hookup on some of the lithium batteries for it, because they are bright and they work good. It's the most accessible flashlight, although this one isn't very far away. I use it when I need to get underneath my seat and stuff like that. I own a Jeep. Doesn't have good interior lighting, so the Streamlight Nano comes in handy an awful lot. Next up is the Leatherman Squirt PS4. The PS4 is the basic toolkit. It's got a knife and a very aggressive file. That is an excellent file. Don't really care about the knife, but you can clean stuff under your nails, I guess. Then on this side we have scissors. Great scissors for, you know, personal surgery and stuff. And then a set of different screwdriver varieties on the other side. That's supposed to be the Phillips alternative. Doesn't work great, but it works in a pinch. Then pliers. So they have a technology tool with wire strippers. I'm actually kind of interested in getting that. It would work great with what I do for a living. And then a SanDisk 4GB titanium drive. I've had this for a lot of years. I paid way too much money for this back when they first started making these, and I can get them for quite a bit cheaper and quite a bit larger. This is a 4GB. I keep all of my personal papers encrypted on this drive. Things like marriage license, power of attorney, and different odd things like that. Every single thing I can scan or get another copy of, concealed weapons permit, driver's license, everything that you might wind up losing for whatever reason if you lose one of these other pieces of kit, I put that on this, plus have room for music and a few other odds and ends for my car, audiobooks, stuff like that. So hey, great to have the SanDisk titanium drive. And as we kind of move on, that's where we get to our first piece of redundancy. That would be this Gorilla drive. Now I use this more for work. It's on my key loop. This key loop is manta rings. Those manta rings are great for holding stuff. I actually have two on there. They're aircraft aluminum, waterproof, yada yada yada. Other guys have reviewed them. Manta ring, really great thing. And a Night Eyes S-Beaner to clip this to my belt when I want to. Gerber shard, which has some redundancy to the tools in the squirt, but it's a nice pry bar, and it's got, you know, different metal for scraping and using quite a bit more harshly than I'd use a lot of the knives or the Leatherman squirt. Then this is a padlock key that I have wrapped in 2 nylon hair bands. Those are good for lots of things. I've used them for all sorts of stuff, from quick tourniquets for real bad cuts and things, and then they can be cut up and turned into dozens of other stuff. And other than that, they make 2 really good permanent rubber bands that work for just about everything. My Jeep key, and like I said, the Gorilla drive, which I use for work. 16 gigabytes on that Gorilla drive, mil-spec, waterproof, supposedly. We'll see. Didn't pay enough to feel like I deserve a mil-spec guarantee anyway. Ace comb. I've got a long beard and a longish, at least combable hair, and so I keep that around to kind of stay pretty. When you have a big beard, you don't want food and stuff getting caught in there, so a quick comb afterwards will keep you pretty and keep people from staring at you funny. Casio G-Shock MTG. I really like this watch. It's fairly affordable in the G-Shock series, but it's tough solar, auto setting, atomic clock on there. Love that. Really excellent piece of equipment. And here's my other piece of, I guess, kind of redundancy, and my only self-defense tool that I keep always on my person, and that's the Blackhawk punch dagger, XFS punch dagger, I believe. This is a last-minute ditch-type effort weapon, you know, somebody trying to get my gun away from me. That's the other thing. Of course, I do carry a SIG 229 gun. I usually use a Serpa holster for that, the Blackhawk Serpa holster. I also have a couple other high carry and Galco style holsters for that, depending on how steadily I want to carry it. The gun moves around to different parts of my kit, or stays in the car, stays at home. I know that you should carry as often as possible, but we all know that that's not always possible. So when I do carry, like I said, usually on my hip, and I don't feel there's any reason to show anybody a SIG 229 with night sights. They're dime a dozen. Okay, so got a great watch. This is an Integral Solo 2 windproof, waterproof lighter. Not a very expensive one, but it serves its purpose. I don't smoke, so it really is here to melt the ends on paracords, and if I ever really needed fire. And the butane lasts in this a long, long time. It's wrapped in some more orange paracord and a clipped off piece of bicycle inner tubing, which is another great piece of rubber band material, a little stronger than the nylon hair ties that I use. Is wrapped around the bottom, keeps the cord in place, and is there if I need the rubber material for anything in particular. Okay, so then of course I have a little stainless steel ID holder and money clip. These things are really cool. I've carried a wallet for a long time. Now I've moved a ton of stuff over to my EDC bag, the not so common stuff. It still goes with me, the bag. It just stays in the car more often, and when I really need it, this stuff, you know, it has my driver's license and a couple of key credit cards, business and home credit cards, and my concealed weapons permit and hunting license and money, all in one solid thing. Now, you know, even the hunting license and concealed weapons license are interchangeable out of this and can stay where they're more needed. But that's just a great thing. Love those stainless steel clips. Tried to find the exact one like mine. Couldn't do it. Bought it at Walmart. It was cheap. Couldn't find it on Amazon or online. Don't even remember it having any package, but, you know, great item. Then 2 handkerchiefs. These things come in good for all sorts of stuff, and I use them all the time. This one or this one wind up being a dirty handkerchief and then a clean handkerchief. The clean handkerchief is for other people and like wiping my hands or wiping up something when I want to stay especially clean. I have allergies. You may even hear that in my voice right now. It's summertime and things, they are a-bloomin'. This one's for blowing my nose, wiping the crud off my hand, and kind of being an all-around dirty handkerchief. I try to keep a mental note if I wipe anything up with it that's kind of gross so that I don't use it on my face again before I get home. And change pockets to keep the stuff straight. So 2 handkerchiefs. That's what I carry. Then also I play hacky sack. So there is a dirt bag foot bag. Excellent foot bags. Great little sport, way to keep you limber. It's helped me regain my balance after an inner ear condition caused by a head injury. That's pretty much it. That's what I carry every day, and I carry this every single day. So many guys can't handle how much they carry, you know. It's just not possible for them, so they wind up leaving stuff behind, or, you know, their pants weigh a ton, which is probably the case. This is pretty light. I mean, there's not much here. Thanks for watching Survivalist Media. Like, comment, and subscribe below.